Let's go to the full narrated chapter of One Piece 1134, 1134, right after the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and before diving into the content of this video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Now, let's get into the video. Since the full summary was very complete with almost all the chapter's dialogues, in this video, I'll not only narrate but also bring curiosities and corrections about the translation. Let's get started. Special color spread on the cover. The Straw Hat crew, holding water pistols, is riding a giant Frankie robot, flying over the sea, doing the flight pose of Astro Boy. The giant Frankie robot has the same body as Frankie, but with a metallic structure and wings. On the robot's left shoulder, the phrase, "We are eternal," is written. This color spread is a tribute to Kazuki Yao, Frankie's voice actor in the One Piece anime, who announced he will stop dubbing the character from now on. Title, The Owl Library. The chapter begins exactly where 1133, 130 ended. Luffy now has his hand extended in gratitude as Luffy. Saul-san, I understand that one of my subordinates was under your care. Please accept my gratitude. Allow me to introduce myself. Luffy is speaking in a Yakuza-style manner, so everyone is having fun because nobody has any idea where he learned to speak like that. Sanji says, "Where did you even learn this?" Robin, standing in Saul's palm, says, "This is Luffy." Note, Luffy used the phrase "Ohikinasute," which means, "Please allow me to introduce myself." This is the same phrase Jinbei used when reintroducing himself during the Wano Country arc in chapter 976. The title of that chapter was also Ohikinasure. That being said, it's safe to assume that Luffy imitated Jinbei in this week's chapter. Returning to the chapter, Saul then bursts into laughter and says, "Dereshi Shishi, I already know who you are, Luffy. You're a celebrity, you know that? You found good friends. Robin, you finally found them, right?" Page 2, Robin says, "Yes, I really managed to find people who would protect someone like me, like a true Nakama." The Straw Hats turn around, crying. The entire Straw Hat crew, except Luffy, Zoro, and Jinbei, starts crying again. They all say together, "We will protect you forever, Robin." Saul then says, "Ah, but you," Robin's companions, "traveling so far to Elbaf, thank you so much for coming. Sorry for scaring you." Anjay and I rehearsed that act together many times, referring to the joke they played on Robin. Page 3, Saul says, "I used to be a Marine in the past. I understand well how incredible the Yonko are. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for protecting Robin. I count on you to keep taking care of her from now on." When Saul says these words, we see the entire Straw Hat crew, and Luffy is very proud of what he's hearing, with crossed arms and a proud smile on his face. Lilith then appears, saying, "Hey Saul, it's me, Vegapunk." Lilith then asks Jinbei to retrieve one of the machine boxes she brought from Egghead from the Sval. Gerd helps Jinbei retrieve it. On the box, the name Vega is written. Jinbei says, "We took this from Egghead following Vegapunk's instructions. What's inside?" Lilith says, "This is me." Luffy is shocked with an expression at Enel's level and says, "What? A Vegapunk clone." Lilith says, "That's right. Unlike us, the satellites, this is a complete replica of me. This Vegapunk is the one who visited Elbaf 20 years ago." Of course, the government would start suspecting if Stella simply left the lab for several months, right? We managed to extract this by placing it in a nutrient medium, but we lack the machinery to safely remove it from the capsule. Lilith says she will stay in Elbaf to build a new lab and revive Vegapunk using this clone body. Bonnie, smiling, says, "Lilith, so if I wait, can you also bring my dad back to normal?" Lilith says, "Of course, Bonnie." "Yay!" Saul, confused, says, "If you're really Vegapunk, it's a happy reunion after 20 years. But my head can't keep up with this. Why did you turn into a woman?" Lilith then says, "Oh, that. I'll explain later." Then we see the giant woman who helped Saul with the act. She says, "Is it over, Sensei, or are we still acting?" Saul then says, "That's enough. Thanks for the help. Actually, this spring is also a playground." The girl then says, "It was for Professor Saul's play. We needed them to stay quiet. Saul, you went overboard with the act, so you gave yourself away too quickly." Sorry for the delay in introducing myself. I'm Professor Saul's assistant, Anjay. Presentation box. Owl Library, librarian assistant, Anjay's. She says a prestigious library full of rare books and one of the most respected in the academic world. Page 4. Anjay says, if you want, we can give you a tour. Luffy, smiling, says, let's go, it sounds fun. Usopp, also very excited, says, I'll go first, Luffy. That's the school where the children of Elbaf study, the Uchi School. It was founded at the request of the former king 20 years ago by Professor Saul. Luffy. Wow, sounds fun. Take us wherever you want, Anjay and Gerd. Double spread, pages 5 and 6. While Gerd and Anjay are taking the crew on a tour, Saul is going to show the library to Robin, Chopper, Lilith, and Bonnie. Nami invites Chopper. Chopper, let's go, calling him to see the school. Chopper responds, I want to see the library. Are the books there big? Brooke says, me too. The school makes me feel nostalgic. Sanji says, Nami-san, I will protect you. Frankie says, I'm more interested in the giant tree on this island. Jinbei says, it's enormous, isn't it? Then we see some children running after the Straw Hats. Little humans, let's catch them and take them to jail. This can also be read as insignificant humans, giving the scene a more pejorative tone. Luffy, running and laughing, says, ha 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 ha, we're really in a country of giants. Zoro says, should I cut them? Usopp says, stop that, idiot. These kids are mischievous, but that's just part of it, right? Haver, page 7. The children of Elbaf are very well-mannered, especially the girls. They get upset when young giants call humans chibi ningen, insignificant humans. All the young giant girls call humans ningen-chan, human-chan, just like Gerd does. They also get annoyed when someone speaks too rudely. They don't like being called omae, a very informal and rude way of saying you in Japanese. Even informal terms like gaki, brat, upset them. One of the giant boys says, you can't call us brats. Usopp, still wanting to keep playing around, says, hey, don't lose the rhythm, everyone. It's not like we're just small humans or whatever, but you'll also go out to sea and fight pirates someday, right? One of the children replies, we're not going to fight, it's dangerous. Usopp, confused, says, huh? But aren't you the next generation of Elbaf warriors? A voice suddenly says, hey, don't call them that. That term is outdated. Page 8. The voice catches Zoro's attention and he says, huh? Who's that adult voice? Usopp, still shocked by the revelation, asks, what do you mean by outdated? The children then say, you'd better get out of there. Yeah, you're going to get scolded. It's because you're on Professor Ripley's body. A woman's voice says, wow, giant ants. Luffy and Usopp exclaim, on top of a giant? Sorry. Morsa Academy Biology Professor Ripley. Luffy is on Ripley's chest, similar to when he met Shirahoshi. Ripley says, oh, it's fine. You're not heavy at all. In response to Usopp's question, Ripley explains, are you surprised? The warriors of Elbaf who explored the world, those were 100 years ago. Offenses, violence, looting, wars, those times are behind us now. It's no longer like that. Page 9, Ripley continues. Welcome. Saul spoke about you. You're the Straw Hat crew, right? Apologies for the noise caused by my children. Someone comments, and about your manner of speaking. Huh? I'm an example of what not to do. Ripley says, the great King Harold said, instead of fighting, seek trade with other nations. Respect traditions and live peacefully with the cherished villages and their inhabitants. Usopp asks, Harold? Anjay explains, the great king who tried to reform the country. He was assassinated by his own son while he was still pursuing his dreams and ambitions. Page 10. Ripley says, okay, history lesson over. Now everyone, let's show them the school. The children reply, yes! Ripley adds, Captain, come along. Shouldn't you look different? I was so excited for that. Luffy says, that's my freestyle, my free way of being. Ripley then says, in Elbaf mythology, there's a warrior who looks just like that. It made me emotional. We're the last generation of warriors. The scene shifts to Saul. Saul, I see. I've already heard most of it. At that moment, I nearly lost my life, but I managed to reach Elbaf despite everything. Saul continues, the scholars gave their lives to protect those documents. I was worried about them, so I asked Hajruddin and the others for help, and we managed to return to Ohara. When I saw that little book still intact, I cried. Now, Robin, come in. Be careful with that book in your arms. At that moment, the book Robin is holding suddenly grows larger. Pages 11 and 12, we are finally introduced to the Owl Library in a breathtaking double-page spread. It's a mysterious library filled with massive books. Surrounding the colossal shelves are giant tree branches hanging down, creating a mystical atmosphere. On one of the branches, a giant owl is peacefully sleeping. Robin, visibly emotional, gazes at the books with tears in her eyes. Saul. Direshishishishi. What do you think? Surprised? These are the books of O'Hara from back then, now enlarged to giant size. This is the mysterious Owl Library, where books grow in size once they enter. These are all the records O'Hara protected 22 years ago. We kept our eyes open while searching to bring every single one back. Every last one. Chopper and Bonnie are left speechless. A quick flashback of Clover appears. Clover, do you like books? The greatest treasure in the world lies in libraries. I never imagined I'd live to show you this, Robin. Page 13. The scene shifts to the underworld, where Loki is speaking with a character named Moza. Mosa, sorry for bothering you. Loki and Moza have never met in person, but they have been speaking for a long time through a Den Mushi. Loki, with plenty of free time, developed a friendship with Moza and affectionately calls him Mosako. Don't worry, talking to you is a good pastime. I have plenty of time to spare. Loki continues, that terrifying experience we talked about before. Mosa, yes, even now, whenever I think about it, I still tremble. Narration box. Den Mushi with voice recognition, ideal for parties and events. Mosa's Den Mushi has feminine eyelashes, but also appears to have a mustache or something similar. I was frustrated too. Even though I've never seen or met you, it's been a long time since we started talking. Page 14. If I had been there, I would have destroyed everything around you. I'd wipe them all out. I don't want things to go that far. You're too sweet and too much of an idiot. If you let an opportunity slip, revenge will come and you'll never recover. Thank you. I recently realized that even with scary words, there's kindness in you. Hey, that's disgusting. That's completely unexpected. Don't get carried away, you idiot. Kindness? Never say that to me again. Please stop yelling. Shut up, you idiot. If I lose my temper, you'll regret it. Final double-page spread. Elbaf, the Western Village. The Straw Hat crew has returned to the village. Hey, the party hasn't started yet. We're killing time by drinking. Other giants, you're drinking way too much. Suddenly, a black lightning bolt strikes the village's castle. In the epic final double-page spread of the chapter, a magic circle appears inside the throne room of the castle. The circle is similar to the one used by the Gorosei in Egghead, but this one has no number, unlike Saturn's circle, which had the number 5. From the magic circle, 2 cloaked figures emerge, kneeling on the ground. The first figure is the hooded Shanks, who was shown talking with the Gorosei during the last Levelly, chapter 907. 2. The second figure appears to be a mysterious woman with bandages covering her mouth and hair obscuring her right eye. End of One Piece, chapter 1134. Note, next week, the weekly Shonen Jump magazine will be on break. However, since the break is for the magazine, spoilers may still leak. Keep an eye on the news channels. If you enjoyed this chapter narration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time.